What's up, everybody? This is my first YouTube video, and if you can't tell by the title, it's going to be a juicy one because there's a lot of double standards in our society. Men date younger women all the time, but there's not a lot of videos and a lot of content talking about older women dating younger men. And that is my experience, and I'm here to talk to you guys about it, give you all the tea about it, and really just kind of come through it and answer some questions. So it's going to be more like a Q&A type of setup, but it really is me just kind of talking about my experience of me being 31 and dating a 22-year-old. So usually I tell people mind your business, but y'all can mind my business because I'm going to tell it today, honey. And before we jump into the questions, I'm just going to let you know I'm a mom of 4, 3 of which live with me full time. I'm only going to say this for the first 5 videos I post on my channel because like I said, this is a brand new channel. It's ghetto over here. Okay. My kids will be loud and rowdy in the background. This is not prim and proper and super polished. This is real and raw. So if my kids hop in here, if you hear me hollering at them to be quiet, we just gonna ignore it. Just act like I'm your sister, yelling and hollering at my kids while we on the couch. You'll be fine. If you got a problem with it, you could just kind of fast forward. So without further ado, let's get into these questions. All right. So question number 1 is, how did you and your partner meet and what initially attracted you to each other? So this is a good question because this is my first time dating somebody who's younger than me, one. Well, that's a lie. Actually, I've dated somebody who was 1 year younger than me before, but that's not an age gap. This is my first time dating someone significantly younger than me. He is a total 8 years younger than me, and some people might have a problem with that and be opinionated about that. Some people might call me a groomer or a cougar or any kind of other names in the book, and it's just simply not the case for me. So the way we met is I was actually downtown in my city, and I was kind of moving from one bar to the next. I happened to bump into him. We passed each other. He stopped me and said he wanted to talk to me. And he was very attractive. He did not give off 22. I'm not going to lie. When I saw him, I thought he was about 25, 26. And for me being 31, still is younger than me. But I was like, well, 25, 26. Okay. In my mind, I was like, that's young. But definitely did not know he was 22. That was a shock. I originally asked him because I thought that he was 25, 26. I wanted to make sure he was okay dating someone who was in their 30s. So I asked him, I said, how old do you think I am? And he said 26. And in my mind, I'm like, wow, thank you. Thank you so much. That's a flex. But no, it's like, nope, I'm not. And he said, okay, 27. I was like, no. 28? No. Finally, I just had to tell him, I'm 31. And he was like, oh, I don't care. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So this 26-year-old man does not mind dating this 31-year-old woman. I was for it. But then I just had to double check. And I'm like, okay, how old are you? He said 22. He said 22. I was like, what? Okay. What? Okay. So I had to kind of compose myself, and I was just like, and you don't mind dating somebody who's 31? Mind you, he does not look a lick of 22. He looks very mature for his age. So he said he didn't mind, and I sure didn't mind because he was extremely attractive and he had a lot of confidence. He was very confident. It was very attractive. So that's how we met. All right. In what ways do you find that the age difference impacts your daily interactions or shared activities? To be honest with you, it doesn't. You would think that him being 22 and me being 31, there would be a lot of differences in the way that we go about our day, but it really isn't. He works. I work. I work from home, but he doesn't work from home, but he works. I work. He's an adult. I feel like people hear the age gap and they're like, oh my gosh, he's so young. It's like, yeah, he is young. He's on the younger end of adulthood, but he's still an adult. He's still adulting. When I was 22, I was also adulting. When it comes to personality and things like that, if we're talking about maturity wise, he is mature for his age. I will definitely say that, which I'm grateful for. But I mean, 22, he does have a lot of learning to do, and that's anybody. That's wisdom. That comes with years of living. So I do find myself being maybe the more wiser person in the relationship, but it's not to say that he's immature or that we kind of have, like, we're in unalignment. We're pretty aligned. All right, question 3. Have you encountered any societal stereotypes or judgments related to the age gap in your relationship, and how do you handle them? So this is actually the first time that I'm publicly speaking about our age gap, because this is the first time I've ever dated somebody with such a big age gap from me. It's definitely not something I ever anticipated myself doing, but sometimes love just happens how it happens and you just accept it, So that's kind of where we find ourselves at. I know that there's going to be people who have opinions, and that's perfectly fine. People are entitled to their opinion. I'm never going to waste my time with people trying to convince them that it's not something that they believe it is. If someone wants to sit there and put our relationship in a box and stereotype it, do that. If that's what makes you sleep at night. I know what our relationship is. I'm very secure in our relationship. He knows what our relationship is. He's very secure in it. And that just is what it is. All right, question 4. How do you navigate differences in life experiences, such as career stages, personal goals, or past relationships? Okay, so navigate differences in life experiences, such as career stages, personal goals, or past relationships. So we are in different places in our lives, naturally. I'm 31. I've done a lot more living than he has. I'm more established in my career than he is. He's getting to that point and he's working to that point. We have to be honest here. Usually 20-year-olds, early 20s, they don't have their lives fully together. They're still trying to figure it out. And, they're building. That's like the building stage. Even people in their 30s are still building. So for me to have the expectation that he's going to have his life together, or for anyone to have the expectation that if you're going to date somebody who's in their early 20s to have their life together, is just completely unfair. I just look back and I compare it to where I was when I was in my early 20s and my life was in shambles. Okay? I was in shambles. Your girl was struggling. But that's just what it is. That's our society. That's America. So no, we're not at the same place in life right now, but it doesn't make me find him any less attractive. Still very much love him. And I'm patient and I'm understanding and I'm level-headed. And, I have common sense that says if I'm going to date a 22-year-old, he's going to be in the place where 22-year-olds are in life. And that's okay. What common interests or values do you share that contribute to the strength of your relationship? We share so much in common. First and foremost, our foundation in God is one of the main things we share. We pray together every single night, which is so beautiful. But not only that, we just have like a love for being silly and youthful and cracking jokes and playing with each other. And it's just this very vibrant, playful, full of life, like relationship. It's so crazy because you like want to be in each other's skin. Like we tell each other that all the time, like I want to be in your skin. And it really is just that. Like it's a beautiful thing when you find your person. And so I feel like our values and the way that we go about life and joking and playing and loving and smiling, you know what I mean? That's like our way, our love language of like pouring into each other. And so that definitely makes our relationship a lot stronger. All right, let's see. What question are we on? This is question number 6. So how do your friends and family members react to your relationship? And have their opinions influenced your experience? Okay, if you want to see me answer this question, go to part 2.